Party time. Thursday night football. Fun game, theoretically. Let's see how it goes. Lot of opportunity. Two teams trying to be first in their division. Sounds excellent. Well, first in their conference, not technically a division. But if you guys have any questions, please ask. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Of course, lovely lineup of shows. We are here. Tomorrow, the Degenerates will be back helping you make some money. As for tonight, it really doesn't have a whole lot of big issues. More worried about the mix-up between Eckler and Robinson. I don't love that. I was really hoping Robinson would be out again because Eckler is more suited for this game. Really thought there was a lot of opportunity. So don't love it, but just how it goes. Also understand. A lot of questions today around Jaden Daniels. You got an 8 last week. That's rough. Theoretically, this is a decent defense. However, division games are always confusing. I'm personally starting Daniels. I have him currently ranked as my quarterback, I believe 5. Yes, he is my quarterback 5. Just one of those things. I understand that you're nervous. It makes a lot of sense. Really hurts you. And you have decent waiver wire options where you could easily go and pivot to Russell Wilson or Bo Nix as 2 examples of decent streamers this week that I also really enjoy. But when you're looking at the body of work, Daniels has really done well. I know it's tough. The Eagles secondary has really stepped up recently. A lot of teams aren't doing well against them. So, all right, Skylar, thanks for starting the show. Johnny Smith or Ferguson. Again, don't think you go wrong. I'm just really nervous on Dallas players. So I have Johnny Smith ranked higher this week. Again, it's also a decent matchup for him, and he's really been coming on. Instead of them giving it to Waddle, he's been the one being used in the passing game, him and Hill. So been interesting. All right. Man, this one's tough. I love both of these. I think that of the two, I have Tillman higher. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's Tillman, but Ridley. No, I have Ridley 3 spots higher. He's the top 12 for me. So really think it's easy. Hey, Glitchy. Is Amari Cooper going to play? Good question. It kind of looks like he's potentially there, but it's too difficult to tell for sure. Unfortunately, theoretically, I think he has to play if they want any shot at winning this game. Because they need somebody to take some of the pressure off. In any case, I think Shakir is my highest rated Bill wide receiver. So, all right, Skylar, Smith or Ladd. I actually think the Bengals game has the potential to be a shootout. So I'm going to go Ladd here. A lot of opportunities. Makes it pretty easy for me. Smith is really up and down. And with Goddard being there, could be interesting to see how that works out. And I'm just terrified of it. Joseph, welcome in. Ooh, get point per first down. Sit 2. JSN, Smith, Collins, Downs, Montgomery. Oh, man. It is probably going to be JSN and if it's PPR, it's going to be Robinson will be my other one. I really hate the matchup for Robinson this week, but more likely if they get near the end zone, he's the one scoring. So that's the one thing you kind of have going for you is that you really hope Robinson gets in the end zone. So, but those are the 2 I'm sitting in PPR and non-PPR. Then I would probably sit Downs. So, Josh, you made it. Pick 2 running backs, wide receivers, and flex. So I need 5. All right. You're definitely starting Hall. Definitely starting Gibbs. You're definitely starting Brown. Then I'm probably going to go DK and then Jacobs. So, yeah, you're running all 3 running backs. I struggle to really trust Cup right now. He's been hitting me way too hard. So, don't love it. Really scares me off of him for sure. So, if he does, Metcalf or Cooper. I'm probably going to play Metcalf because I think it doesn't really matter for him. I think if he is healthy, like he should be, another full practice today. Good news. Trending the right way. I just think there's a bigger game potential for Metcalf, and we really haven't seen it from Amari yet. I agree, Joseph. Definitely hit like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. If you have your questions, get them answered because, of course, we have all these shows that we do every week. So, all right, on to the next. Skylar, Bowers or Kincaid? We're not sure Kincaid's playing, and so because of well, even if he was, I'm still playing Bowers. He's just being too used, and I think there's a lot of upside there. So, BZ, welcome in. Brown, Warren, Hill, Algier, ugh, and Wicks. Wicks becomes interesting there, but really depends on what you need here. If you are wanting the upside, it's probably Taysom Hill, but there's a lot of risk there. I'm actually going Noah Brown. He was my start of the week this week. I really like the matchup. Like I said, it's tonight, so I don't love it because it's a flex. Leaves you less flexible, so makes me a little more nervous there. But I like Brown. Your flex theoretically should not be somebody playing on Thursday because it makes you less flexible. He should be in a wide receiver position or running back position. So, all right, Glitchy. Chase Brown or Swift? If it's any kind of PPR or half, if it's half or PPR, it's Chase Brown. If it's standard, it's probably Swift. What's up, David? Thank you so much. I need some help figuring out who to bench. Are you just benching one? Let's see. Need 2 wide receiver and 2 flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You're definitely starting Monty and Chubb. Oh, so those are so I need 2 still. Okay, it's going to be Collins for sure, and then probably DK. And then I'm using Monty for sure. Then it becomes a gray area. I think I still go Chubb here. I know he didn't look great, but they're coming off the bye. I think he gets mixed in a lot better. And so I think he's going to look a little healthier. He's gotten a little bit of the rust off. I'm very curious to see how this week goes because if he doesn't do well this week, more than likely you're not going to be able to play him the rest of the season in any safe manner for your team in fantasy. So, all right, Skylar, let's see. Dolphins or Vikings? See, this just seems like such fool school to me. I can't really tell because the easy answer would be the Vikings. But the Dolphins actually look really good and also have a really ideal matchup. I think because of that, I think I'm going to buy into it and go the Dolphins just because, one, I think it's going to be probably lower scoring. And so going to roll that out there too. You're welcome. I hope it actually helps. Hawkinson or Kincaid. Again, we're not sure Kincaid plays. He hasn't practiced yet. It's going to be Hawkinson for me. All right, Glitchy. Pick 2. Brown, DK, Swift, Amari Cooper. It's going to be Brown for sure. And I'm probably still going DK there. Man, Skylar, you're just filling me up. I love it. Thank you so much. Hill or Ferguson? Again, because I think he's used more, it's going to be Hill. Also, the lack of other weapons. He literally should have had a decent week last week with like 12 to 13, 14 fantasy points because he had that 40-yard touchdown called back. So that would have really boosted up his numbers. But completely understand the worry. BZ, JSN. That's Chase Brown? Yes. JSN makes me nervous because DK is back. So it really JSN looks so much better when he's on the outside. They just don't use him there. They really move him into the slot with Lockett and DK being on the outside, and that's just been tanking him so hard this year. All right, Glitchy. Boswell or Sanders? I'm probably going to go. Man, that's close. I'm still probably going to go Boswell because you're wanting field goals. Theoretically, Steelers should be able to move the ball, and they could actually get stalled near the end zone. So that happens. You get a field goal instead of the just 1 point that Sanders is likely going to be putting up. So, all righty. Beans, welcome. Dowdle or BRJ versus Philly? It's half, man. I really wish it was full because then I'd definitely go Dowdle. Let's see. Dallas plays Houston. They're okay. But the Phillies have been really good against the run. I still probably am going to go Dowdle just because I don't think they can do a whole lot else. And if he's actually getting the work, it should be fine. The thing for Brian Robinson is, one, he's dealing with the injury, and I don't love that. And then two, where you can really beat Philadelphia's against our linebackers. And while Robinson is going to go through the front, well, more likely he's going to be between the tackles, which means he's going to get the brunt of the Phillies run D. While Eckler would be the one who's more in the pass catching role, which is why I was hoping Brian Robinson would be out, because Eckler would have a great matchup. Then Robinson could come in and really just go through it all. Will the Browns beat the Saints? Good question. I'm going to say yes, because Browns actually have a decent defense. But hey, you know what? Saints are still going to put up points. We saw Derek Carr and MVS just blow up, but really the pass catching options really just comes down to MVS, theoretically Tipton, and then the tight ends, and of course Kamara. Kamara's really only the pass catcher for that team, so it makes it really tough, extremely difficult. All right, 26, sit 1. It's going to be Devontae. I know it's honestly close between him and Reed. It's just Reed's upside is too big. Tillman's the most consistent, and Nico looked like he's playing, or should be playing. So, yeah. You're welcome. Happy to help. Yeah, he should be good. Mostly because of AJ Brown. I really think that helps. I can do it all. I just don't like to. No, that's kidding. I actually really like kickers. I think it kind of, I know the rest, don't tell the rest of the site this, because they hate kickers, they hate tight ends, and they hate defenses. So I'm fine ranking them. I find it enjoyable because, again, you're looking at different aspects of the game. Like, if it's in a dome, what the weather's going to be like. Do you have one side that's going to completely collapse and allow you to come and block a kick? Looking at you, Denver. But in any case, yeah. Happy to help. If you guys have questions, please ask them. I still have 17 minutes. We are here until kickoff. Trying to get those questions answered. Oh, sorry, Joseph. Just saw this. My bad. Saints, Jets, or Rams? Ugh. So you say points are turned up. It really depends on what that means. Like, is it points for sacks, or if the other team scores, do you lose a lot of points? I'm just not quite sure what the scoring format is for you. More consistently, it really depends, though, because of the fact that, I mean, if it's sacks, you get better numbers for, like, I would say the Jets. The Jets have a decent matchup in the Colts, where Anthony Richardson's not going to be able to do a whole lot. That'd be kind of where I'm leaning, because they should be able to put pressure. And that's the worst offense right now. We'll see if Richardson turns a corner. It just makes me nervous. So, yeah. The next one would probably be the Rams, but Mays looked really good. And then New Orleans, you're really hoping that Winston turns it over. So I'd rather just go the Jets. I know it's not ideal. I'm rolling the Jets as well. So that also, it made me happier seeing Anthony Richardson come in, because come on, baby, fumble that ball for me. But we'll see. I'm really hoping that they can figure it out and do well this week. But them making the change and then deciding not to go with it makes me super nervous when you're trying to believe any of the coaches. All right, David, between Ridley, DK, Chubb, and Brown, if you had to bench one, who would it be? There, it's probably Chubb. I'm assuming that's Chase Brown. So, again, I want to see what Chubb does first. That's the only thing that's really holding him back. Love Ridley. It's the fact that we talked about it at length yesterday, ad nauseum, if you must. But the fact that Ridley is seeing double-digit targets every week, and if he catches half of them, you're in a good spot. I mean, you're hitting double-digit fantasy points more often than not. DK looks like he's going to be healthy. Still wanting a big game. It's just he's that big play. It's trusting Geno that's the issue. And then Chase Brown, because of all the dump offs, it's too hard to get away from him. It's too consistent. He's being used in the passing game. There's nobody really there to stop him, so you have to roll with it. Okay, so yeah. Defense gets points for sacks, pass defend, 3 and out, 4 and out. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to go Jets. So I know it's not ideal because the Jets have also looked rough, but just how it's going to go. See? Great minds think alike. All right. If you guys have questions, please ask them. Otherwise, I am going to be just rolling through any information I can find and trying to talk up the rest. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. Of course, we are here. Tomorrow we have the betting show. I will be back Sunday at 11 a.m. to make sure that you get all of your start sit questions answered ahead of kickoff at noon. Thankfully, yes, we are done with overseas games, so no more 8:30 theoretically. Yay! I'm really hoping that stays. It just is brutal when you're trying to answer questions. After that, I'm back Monday. We do the waiver wire show. Again, has turned out rough this week because of the fact that I was high on the Colts wide receivers with Flacco under center, and now you can drop them all except for Downs. So makes me really nervous. And then Wednesday, roster the people this past week was because trade deadline theoretically is this week. So if you didn't get your questions answered on Wednesday, you missed out. We went through your team, discussed all of the potential issues, who we think you could trade for, what you're looking for certain players. We really tried to break it down yesterday. But all right, John, let's see. Need 2 wide receivers and flex. Okay, you're definitely starting Collins and you're definitely starting Tillman. Then you get up in the air. I'm probably starting Downs just because, again, he should be the one, but the targets are rough. He's the one I trust the most on out of these. With honestly, you could probably go to Lamb, but I don't love that. Smith being the second wide receiver and being very inconsistent. I'd much rather go with a guy I know is going to see horrible targets, even if it's a lot of targets. So don't love it, but that would probably be my third. Yeah. Sorry, man. That's brutal. Oh. All right, John. Need a QB to stream this week. Kyler Ambari. Winston, May, Stafford, Richardson, or Tua. I'm really high on Winston, but I completely understand being nervous. Last week, he put up 13 fantasy points, and that was with throwing 3 interceptions to the Chargers, which is a pretty good defense. This week, he faces the Saints, who are starting to get healthy somewhat on their defense. However, he's averaging 285 yards and 2 touchdowns. And if he can do that without throwing the 3 picks, he's probably going to be a top 12 quarterback. So that's where I would lean. If you don't like that as an option, the next one would be, would be May. I've been really impressed with how he's been playing. Has a nice rushing floor included, and I just trust him the most out of these options. The thing for Tua, it's a great matchup. However, I'm nervous that they continue to just pound the ball because they're winning that way, and that's the one thing that is really working in their offense. So that hurts Tua when you need the passing touchdowns for the additional points. So really close between those two, between Winston and May. But I would go Winston, but you want to play it safer and go May. Completely understand doing that because he's looked really good in his limited sample size that we have for our. All right, Thomas. Disley, Knox, or Ertz? Correct. So if Kincaid is out, it will be Knox. If he is in, I am rolling Disley. It's a decent matchup. When we have to throw into an area, it's more likely going to be Disley's gets more involved. I am nervous, though, because Hayden Hurst was back at practice. We'll see how much that actually affects the offense, but not extremely worried about it. Disley's been the one who's been seeing a lot of targets when it comes to the tight end position. So, all right, Austin, pick one. McLaurin, Hill, Swift, Cook, Downs. I am still probably going to go McLaurin here. I understand if you don't want to roll that because it is risky. The matchup isn't ideal for McLaurin. However, he's really just been playing through everything possible and continuing to win. So if you don't want to roll that, completely understand. I'm not rolling Cook. That matchup is brutal. Nervous about Downs. So the next one would actually be Hill. for me. So I completely understand that too. Easier matchup. Theoretically, you should get a touchdown, but we'll see. I'm less confident in the Dolphins' offense than I am the Commanders' offense. Appreciate you. You're the one who runs the show. So I'm just here to answer any questions and do the best I can and try and get you guys set up. Frank, you made it. All right. Sit Tyreek or for JMO or Devontae Smith. I wouldn't. Again, it's Hill seeing the good targets. So Smith and Williams are both too inconsistent. If you want to chase the upside of those two, I'm probably going to play Smith. It's more likely to be a shootout tonight than it would be for the Lions. So that's kind of how I'd lean. And then flex. Devontae Smith, Madison, or Dell. Here I'm probably going to go Dell. Again, I like being more flexible, so I don't love playing a flex position on Thursday night. You shouldn't either, unless it's just your absolute best option is somebody who's playing on Thursday. That should be in the position. So if it's a wide receiver, it should be in the wide receiver position if they play Thursday. If it's a running back, it should be in the running back position, not the flex. I would go Dell because, again, I think Stroud's going to have to throw it. Issue again becomes touchdowns because Mixon, they haven't been really throwing them. It's been Mixon kind of running it in and having success doing so. So really toss up between those two. Manuel, welcome in. Stafford Love. I'm struggling to trust Stafford, and because the offense for the Bears have been so horrible, I think Love is going to be able to kind of have his own day. So I have Love rated higher. You're welcome, Austin. Good luck. Daniel, thanks for checking in. Okay. Robinson, Eckler, JSN. It's still probably JSN offers you the most upside. I also hate, like I said, starting flex on a Thursday. You know this, Daniel. We've gone over this. But if you don't want to play JSN and you want the points, it's probably Robinson because he's more likely to score. It just, like I said, I really wish he was going to be out because Eckler would be the perfect flex here. And honestly, you wouldn't put him in the flex. You'd put him in your running back position. But really depends. If you are set to win, I am taking the points and playing Robinson. If you are set to lose, I am swinging for the fences and playing JSN. But it terrifies me. DK being back terrifies me. You're welcome. Happy to help, Rod. Frank. Mr. Rod. I don't know. And you're also welcome, Manuel. Golly, my brain's just fried already. It's a long Thursday. All right, Ryan. One wide receiver, one flex. Dowdle, Dell, Smith, Henry, Pearsall. I would go Smith and Dell. But if you end up after tonight that Smith doesn't do anything and you want more upside, go Pearsall over Dell. Makes it easy. Then you have the flex. Oh. Okay, Daniel. Robinson, Eckler, Stevenson, Smith. Again, think Stevenson gives you the safest play here. I don't love the matchup for him, but he is the one who I know is going to touch the ball the most and has the most likelihood to score. It becomes very iffy when it comes to Smith. So, all right, follow up, ask away. So I'm still here. 5 minutes. You guys got 5 minutes to ask your questions. And I'll swap. Perfect. So that would be how I'd play that. I'd play Stevenson. Because I want the points. And it terrifies me. You're welcome, Ryan. Good luck. It's one of those days. This is a fun game. In theory, we'll see if it actually breaks down that way because I want it to. I really want this to be a fun game. And I think after what we got last week, there's all the opportunity in the world. I also love that they are both vying for the first spot in their conference. Because why not? Commanders are a real surprise. I really like what I've seen from their offense. I know last week was a letdown, but kind of just how it goes. We're at that point where it becomes a big question mark. And so you're looking to see, can Daniels do it? He needs to do it this week. I'm rolling him out because I believe in him. I understand that a lot of people don't, and I completely agree. There are big question marks around it. It's just I can't bring myself to sit there and so when it really comes down to it, when I'm looking at my team, it comes down to if I am how upset am I if I sit Daniels and he just has a massive game on my bench, and then I get an okay game, like a 15 or 16 fantasy points from whoever I decide to stream. How would I feel? And that's how I determine who I'm going to play. And I know that Jaden Daniels has also really carried me a long way. So it's been awesome all year. I know it's a tough matchup, but could easily throw a lot. And if he can continue to rush and give that safe floor, you're in a decent spot. Tamara, you made it. Yeah, you got time. Robinson or Dell. Again, so I'm going Dell. My issue here is that Robinson is in timeshare. I was really hoping he'd be out. So I'm also nervous if they get, again, they could easily get behind and be trailing the entire game, and Eckler sees more of the field then. Robinson would probably come in when they get to the end zone. So you're really, if you play Robinson, you're hoping for a touchdown, if not two. So that makes me really nervous to play him. I'd much rather go with the upside of Dell. Hey, it's all good. I always appreciate you guys coming in. I will always answer questions. That is the whole point. It's driven by you all. And so I love doing this. It's really enjoyable for me. And legitimately, the whole reason that we decided to do live streaming is to answer you guys' questions in real time, because I was getting a horrible headache, having horrible cramps, had to get massages regularly because I was answering all the questions on Fantasy Life app, and it was hurting me that bad. So, all right. Hopefully it works out. I'm really hoping for the best here. All right, Frank, would you go Esme, Madison over Robinson? No. PPR, I might go Madison, but again, we talked about it somewhat yesterday. My worry is that the last time they should have been throwing into Madison, it was Amir Abdullah. Madison saw no targets, and that terrifies me. So I'd rather just roll out Robinson and hope for the best. We at least know what his role is and more likely to score. Thank you. I tried to make it festive. And you're not idiots. It's just I want to make sure I help people. That's the whole point. If I'm not at least I'm trying to share the knowledge that I get from reading 1,000 articles, listening to everybody talk forever, and then putting in my own spin, because you have to have fun. So you're welcome. Happy to help, Frank. All right. Any last second questions? Guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. I understand this might be the only show you come to. You might also come to this one on Sunday. I will still be doing the same thing. I still keep up on the news, try and stay up to it so you guys can get your lineup set, really be able to enjoy it. Even if sometimes you don't want to watch the games. I get it. You really can't. If you're just point watching, it becomes very rough on you. So, all right. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions. I appreciate you all. Let's go enjoy the Commanders versus the Eagles. Let's see how this goes. Best of luck to anybody who's starting Daniels with me. Let's get this done. Hopefully McLaurin also has a big game. And then, of course, we know Hurts and Brown are going to eat. Well, and Barkley. So enjoy. Thank you all so much. And remember, as always, keep up the nonsense. All right. Don't